Liz, I just want to first of all say thank you so much for all the feedback I've gotten from my first video in the Soul series, in the Friday Soul series. I am so thankful for the feedback. Just people encouraging me, and some people also giving me a feedback on how subsequent videos should go. If you don't know me, my name is Tale Alimi. I am a tech entrepreneur, a business strategist by day, and I am an abundant life advocate as my passion because I believe that people should live an abundant life and prosper in all areas of their lives. And that's why I do these videos. Okay, so on Mondays, I do videos about business and motivation, and on Fridays, which is when this video is gonna be published or uploaded, I do videos about love and relationships. Now, last week I said the story to share how I was married and divorced when I was 30. Today I'm going to be talking about the guilt and condemnation that comes with divorce. Especially in the part of the world where I live in. I think that first of all, now somebody said that the death of a spouse is actually easier than divorce. Okay, because the death of a spouse is like your heart is ripped out once and for all. You mourn and then you can move on and get over it. But in divorce, it's like you literally hardly get any closure because the person didn't depart from the world. The person is in this world. You exist in this world, and especially if you have assets in common, you continue to have to probably relate with each other. If you had kids or if you bought assets together, you literally have to relate with each other. So anyway, in my own situation, I remember after the divorce there are two things that I felt. I felt internal guilt. That guilt of, oh my god, I have failed. I failed in something that's supposed to have been one of the most important things in my life, which is marriage. Because I was raised in that perspective, like I shared last week, like marriage is a price that a woman gets, and all that. So I felt like, oh my god, I have failed. I hadn't, the thing that is supposed to have been a prize, I hadn't succeeded at it and made the best of it. So I had that guilt, okay? And then the guilt of personal failure, like, is there anything I could have done better? Could I have chosen better? Could I have fought more? Could I have, there was that internal guilt, just, wondering. And then the next thing I felt was condemnation. All right, condemnation from people that I talked to people about my experience, what I've been through, and some of them were sympathetic. Some of them tried to talk to my ex. So let me just share like three reactions that I got. There were some people that were sympathetic. Were like, oh my god, why did it happen? Is there anything we can do to make it work? Blah blah blah. There were those kind of people. There were a set of people that was like, oh, thank God it didn't work. I was wondering what you were doing with that person. You know what I mean? Like, really? You should have known better. You were smart, blah, blah, blah. So there was that one, which was pretty annoying. Because for me, it was like, oh, you knew? Why didn't you tell me? So there was that and all that. But it was like, hey, well, if you told me, maybe you would have listened. You were too in love. I mean, one of my future videos, I'm going to talk about my perspective about love today. Maybe it has changed. So there was that second perspective. There was a third perspective, which was what I call the religious people, okay, which came with a lot of condemnation. I remember somebody actually telling me, oh, so you thought that we don't have ambition. We that were reducing our ambition to stay married. You were all over the place. In quotes, having ambition, starting new businesses, fulfilling purpose, blah blah blah. And you thought that we stayed and we kept our head down. I had to sort of, and I was like, wow. So I mean, it sounded like envy to me. Like, really? I mean, it's set in my heart where I'm looking for support. I'm seeking for help to see if it could work or whatever. Just to find an answer or a way to move beyond it. And people are telling me about how I could have kept my head low. I have not had ambition. I couldn't have started businesses. I should have pursued purpose. Do I know the sacrifices they were making to keep their own marriages? So there was that. So there was quite a bit of public condemnation, and that was sad. So I mean, what that made me do is, of course, to move, get into my own shell, get my own comfort in myself, okay? And it made me more sympathetic of people who are going through similar situations, going through breakup or divorce. In fact, if I hear that someone is divorcing, it pains me personally. I just heard last week that a popular actress is divorcing, and I was like, oh my gosh, because I know the pain of being ripped apart. It's like, ladies, if you get a wax and they just pull something out of it, it's that painful, right? And I know that pain, and then plus public condemnation, and having to deal with that. Okay, so there was all that. And now another aftermath of that, in terms of me having to deal with pain and condemnation, is people who were now going through trouble in their marriages now coming to meet me to get advice. More like, girl, how did you have the courage to go through with this? What did you do? What motivated you? I remember two scenarios that I want to share for different reasons. There was one particular scenario where this lady came to meet me. She actually reached out to me, days of Blackberry, right? She reached out to me and said to me that, Tale, my marriage is tough, I'm struggling, blah, blah, blah. I'm tired. And I was like, no, I remember I was going to condemnation. I said, no, please try. Try, try, make it work, blah, 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 and all that stuff and all that. And she said, but I'm going through so much. It was so painful, blah, blah, blah. I said, let's pray, let's agree. Hey, more like, hey, don't come and join me in this divorce, condemnation, and pain and all that. But you know the truth. Fast forward a year later, this lady died. This thing pained me. The lady died, of course, in pregnancy, and she died, she's pregnant, and then we lost her. She was an amazing lady. And, I was just thinking, like, what if I had not advised her, oh, stay, make it work, blah, blah, blah. What if I had said to her that, you know what? Despite the condemnation, despite the religious people are saying, God hates divorce. Yes, God hates divorce. Not because God hates divorce is up there's a bad God, but because of He knows the pain we have to go through when we go through divorce. He knows the anguish that it brings, and that's why He hates, because He's a loving God, not because He's a condemnatory God. I say I hate divorce, So I wish, that I had told her to have the courage to maybe separate, from whatever abuse she was going through, and maybe she would have been alive today. Maybe and maybe no, I don't know, but it just crossed my mind. But that was when I was going through a lot of condemnation. And the next lady was someone who was my colleague in the office, and I loved her. She was supposed to go through. She was in the second marriage, and she was like, it's not working, I'm leaving. I'm like, no way, you cannot leave. Hey, you cannot leave. You have to stay and all that. She's like, no, Tale, I do not have to stay. I said, no, but you want to come and join us in this thing, and it's your second time around. And she's like, no, but I'm not happy, And the truth is, I married this guy not because I was in love. I married this guy because everybody kept telling me that I didn't have a child in my first one. Why don't I remarry and have a child? But I'm not happy. This is not what I want and all that. So despite my, hey, don't come and join me thing, I was so proud of her that she had the courage to say, you know what, this isn't working. This isn't what I wanted. This person, is not somebody I could have, and I can't make it work with this person. And she had the courage to leave, I mean, I salute her. Like, I'm like, man, you're courageous to, leave a second time and all that, and say that, I made a mistake and I deserve better. Now, so am I pro-divorce? Truthfully, no. I'm always encouraging marriages to work. I'm always encouraging people to work on their marriages, okay? I'm just saying that there are people who are watching or who will watch this video who are like me, who have had to make that decision to go through a divorce, I'm saying that you don't need to condemn yourself, the guilt, you need to give yourself grace. One of the things I've done in the last couple of years is learned how to give myself grace, to forgive myself, to know that God forgave me. The Bible, God knew I was a sinner anyway, and that He sent His Son to die for me, and it's a continuous process of renewing my mind and all that. And people make mistakes, people make wrong decisions based on several things. And the truth is that one of the things I've done in my life is an autopsy of why I made the mistake I made, and I've given myself a lot of grace. I've forgiven myself, and now I'm free to live and maybe to fall in love again. I don't know, but anyway, that's a story for another. That's another episode. So please, If you like this episode so far, please subscribe to this channel, please. And please share this video with your friends. I know that there's somebody out there who's going through condemnation or fear or guilt from divorce or from separation or from a failed relationship, okay? I want this video to reach as many people as possible. So please share this video. Let as many of them know it. And guess what? I still have much more juicy details coming up. I'm going to be telling you guys about dating after divorce. If you want to watch that episode, tune in next week. Share this video, subscribe, like it so that it reach much more people. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again next week. God bless you.